Those who take and never give will never make the world any better to live. Those with love and kindness have found a release as they carry the banners of harmony and peace. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to all my fellow listeners. I am ARIQAH SYAHIRAH BINTI OTSMAN and I am a 16-year-old student at SMK Abdul Talib. I am pleased to be here being able to share about a novel that I chose among the 5 books that I've been reading recently named The Secret Garden. This particular book is fun to read as it contains a lot of lessons and good values that can be learned. With that said, let us take a deeper look at the contents of this novel. But first of all, I would like to talk about an amazing American author who wrote this novel, which is Frances Hodgson Burnett. She was born in Manchester, England on November 24, 1849. She was first began publishing her stories in magazines at the age of 18 and celebrated her first success at the age of 28. Later, in 1911, she conceived and wrote The Secret Garden that is also known as one of the best and most enduring work. Quite impressive, I would say. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the story of this novel. The novel centers on Mary Lennox, who is living in India with her wealthy British family. She is a selfish and a disagreeable 10-year-old girl who has been spoiled by her servants and neglected by her own unloving parents. Mary never felt happiness once in her life. Sadly, Mary became an orphan after a cholera epidemic happened that caused the death of her parents and the servants. After a brief stay with the family of an English clergyman, she was sent to England, where she will live with her widowed uncle, Archibald Craven, at his huge Yorkshire estate called Misselthwaite Manor. Her uncle is rarely at Misselthwaite, however. Mary is brought to the estate by the head housekeeper, the fastidious Mrs. Medlock, who shuts her into a room and told her not to explore the house at will. Mary is put off when she finds out that the chambermaid, Martha, is not as servile as the servants in India. When Martha mentions the late wife of Mary's uncle, Mrs. Craven, and her walled garden, which was locked for 10 years, Mary is determined to find it. Mary discovers an old key that is almost buried in the newly turned soil and spots a door in the garden wall. After that, she begins clearing and weeding inside the garden. Mary continues to tend the garden lovingly day after day. Her interaction with nature spurs a transformation within her as she becomes kinder, more considerate, and outgoing. Later on, she encounters Deacon and brings him along to the secret garden. Mary later uncovers the source of the strange sounds in the mansion. It was the cries of a supposedly sick and crippled 10-year-old cousin, Colin, who has been confined in the mansion and only tended to by servants. After Colin had been visited by Mary, as she tried to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud, they both become friends. Mary tells Deacon about Colin, and they decided to take Colin to see the secret garden. Together, they explore the garden and plant seeds to revitalize the garden. When Mary's uncle returns to Missouri and sees the amazing transformation that has occurred to his son and his late wife's formerly abandoned garden, now in bloom beautifully, he embraces his family as well as their rejuvenated outlook on life. Then, the four of them spend their time together in the garden, telling stories about what they have been through. In the end, this mysterious secret garden is what united all of them and will continue to live for life. Like Frances Hodgson Burnett once said, as long as one has a garden, one has a future. And as long as one has a future, one is alive. What a heartwarming story indeed, am I right? This tale of transformation is basically an exaltation of nature and its effects on the human spirit. In addition to that, Frances Hodgson Burnett's interest in the theory of the Christian science and theosophy are reflected in the way that the children are healed, not only through contact with nature and with each other, but also through positive thinking, aside from kindness, popular, and trustworthy. As the saying goes, a positive mindset brings positive things. So, what do we learn from this novel? For me, the secret of happiness is to not think too highly about ourselves while being mindful of others around us. Overly selfishness will only make us feel isolated, thus, will never bring any good to us in the long term. So, let us think about this. Before ending this session, I would like to share the benefits of reading, as there are lots of values that we can get from the act of reading. Visualize this. If we read plenty of books, especially collections for different genres, we can surely expand our knowledge at a higher level. This includes widening our this includes widening our vocabulary use as well as improving our grammar skills. In addition to that, reading books can also strengthen our writing skills, help to stimulate our brain, and also enhance our imagination. All in all, let us indulge and have fun with the act of reading.